This is my old boiler. It's a very inefficient boiler on account of being a conventional boiler and also because it was probably built before I was born. On top of that, I have to turn the hot water on 2 hours a day to keep salmonella at bay. So I am getting it replaced with a combi boiler. I don't have the space to put it there in that corner, unless I tear down that cupboard, which is what I'm going to do today. I started by removing the countertop above the boiler and then taking out the door hardware. After removing the trim, I started to disassemble the frame. I struggled to undo some of the screws, and then I realized I would be there all day if I kept going like this. Since I don't intend to reassemble this cabinet, I decided to go for a more destructive method. I took a circular saw and cut that wall in half. I unscrewed the front half of the top frame and used a pry bar to take it out of the wall. Then it was really easy to tear the plywood off the wall. Oh, by the way, wear gloves. I carried on removing the frame bit by bit until the front of the frame was completely removed. Because the back frame went behind some pipes, I had to cut it in half in order to remove it. But since I thought that taking the circular saw to the brick wall would be a bad idea, I had to go and use a normal saw and some elbow grease. There are a number of pipes going through that plywood, so in order to remove that plank, I had to cut around them. I tried using my saw, but it would take forever. So I was looking for a power tool. I had the Dremel lying around. It was not a good idea. So I went out to buy a power tool. I went with the multi-tool knowing that I would need it for future projects. Turns out that for this specific occasion, I probably should have gone with a reciprocating saw. At this point, I was losing patience, so I decided to cut as much of the wall as I could using the circular saw. One hole had electrical cables going through it. It didn't feel like a good idea to get a power tool anywhere near those wires. So I had to use my Leverman to cut that piece loose. This multi-tool is really coming handy in all those DIY projects. After some effort, I finally managed to get the final bit of plywood out of there, and I could consider the demolition done. All that was left to do was to clean up and book a plumber to get the boiler replaced. The whole reason I took that cupboard down was so that I could have the boiler placed up on the wall, but the plumber told me that they're not allowed to get the boiler anywhere at the same level as the fuse box. Water and electricity don't mix, apparently. They had to install the boiler a bit lower. When the kitchen will be refitted, I will get the boiler moved to a better location. Another advantage of going from conventional boiler to combi boiler is that the bathroom is now pressure fed rather than gravity fed. And I can't tell you how much better it feels to have high pressure in the shower. So that's it for this video, and I will see you on my next project. Bye!